Thank you for your support, July channel members! Welcome everyone to BFB And TPOT, but the first team safe loses. Part 2, TPOT 1 through 19. This is part 2 of the same premise, and part 1 should appear as a card here. You should watch that first if you haven't already, because this video is assuming you have. In that case, the premise shouldn't need any explanation, so let's get right into it. We initiate TPOT with winner and price tag joining the game as they normally would. Then the teams form, but with slightly different contestants. They would look a little different. That said, it doesn't matter too much who joins each team for the purposes of this elimination order, as most of them would likely be the first out on their respective team anyways. I'm getting ahead of myself though. In the real timeline, Are You OK was the last team to lose a member, but in this timeline, they are the first to lose a member. Without having gotten any screen time yet, TV would undoubtedly be the first one off of this team. Team 8 had the tallest stack in the real episode, so they will lose here. Saw would surely get eliminated here as she barely even did anything to be safe. TPOT 3 sees the start of double eliminations, and since Death Pact again placed first in the real episode, they will lose. Since this will be after Marker's popularity began to take off, I see Fanny getting out here instead. The strongest team on Earth placed second highest, so they also lose, and Foley would probably get out, the first to leave this team as normal. In the real episode, Teardrop's funny plant lasted the longest, so she's out of the game instead here. Team 8's flower was the second longest lived, so they will also lose a member, and that member is Barfbag, who I think mostly survived their real second elimination, because she actually had a moment of relevance in TPOT 8. The S are the second to last team to lose a member in this timeline, as they came first place in TPOT 5. Robati is far and away the weakest link out of this team. How he even lasted this long is kind of miraculous. Death Pact again also loses another member this episode, and with Fanny already gone, their second elimination likely wouldn't see a vote war. Lightning would easily be out, especially as he didn't even do much in TPOT 5. To be fair, neither did Black Hole, but he's Black Hole. Two loved teammates' idea so much that they put them up for elimination due to placing first. I think Gaty gets out here, as it has been a few episodes since she talked with 2, but also before the next time she does so. The strongest team on Earth placed second best in the real episode, so will be second worst here. Fiery Jr. wasn't doomed before because of Foley, but he sure is doomed now. Time for Death Pact again to lose another member again. I think Lai ultimately gets out. Because Marker and Black Hole are both too popular, Remote could easily take Fanny's place in the team's conflict, and Tree would get support from being killed. Team 8 loses yet again, making them the first team down to 3 members. Yellowface isn't here for Donut to lose his arms, but that wouldn't impact anything anyways, and I think he would get out here. It would be an extremely close vote between all 4 though. With Teardrop already gone, the S is listed as the next highest placing team, so they lose first. Even though the Flyers like Cloudy got disqualified, Clock likely gets out. Death Pact again loses a second time in a row. This time Tree gets out due to not being able to do anything in the episode. We'll say he dies somehow so he can be back to normal early. In the real episode, Death Pact again had all of their members survive TPOT 9, so they lose this challenge. With only the ones in the storyline remaining besides him, it's over for Marker. The S had only lost 1 member to the zombies in the real episode, so they also lose a second episode in a row. It's actually pretty tough to decide who gets out here, as it really could be any of them but Winner. I think Rocky leaves though, but it would be really close. Are You OK is one of the last 2 to lose a member, as normally they are the first to escape their dream. Fries will leave, especially because by this point BFDIA has been revived and he has that show to shine. The S lose a 3rd episode in a row and are also the last team to lose this phase. This also means Just Not, the worst performing team in the real timeline, actually has a clean record here. Anyways, Dora gets out. There isn't really any good way to do the exit rejoin, so I will just pick Pencil and Bracelety as they were the 2 most voted besides Lai in the real vote, who wasn't in the exit for obvious reasons. Pencil goes to Death Pact yet again, and Bracelety goes to Team 2. This is because the teams that lost the real episode got the exit debuters normally, and I wanted to keep that. Robot Flower is also on Cloud Yay because that team placed last normally. Death Pact yet again was first place in the real episode, so they are the first team to lose. What a surprise that a Death Pact team would lose, especially in this elimination order. Anyways, Belle is pretty much doomed due to being on a team full of significantly more popular characters. Team 2 also loses a member because they placed 2nd in the real episode. They're also 2nd to lose a member in this timeline. Funny that. Anyways, Eraser is the first to leave this team as normal. This time, Bagged and Cloudier lose instead of winning, and I will go over Bagged first. Nelly is extremely vulnerable, and the only reason she even lasted this long is because Just Not didn't lose once ever. Out of the members of Cloudier, Cloudy is also kind of screwed, though not to nearly as much of an extent as Nelly. He probably comes somewhat close to Cake, but not enough. Another member of Team 2 will get removed from the game first, and it's actually pretty tough to say who it would be. Ice Cube is most likely though, unfortunately for Bracelety, who rejoined too recently for me to seriously consider. Cloudgay will also go down another member, and this time Cake is not safe. He has been consumed by elimination. Cloudgay is listed first, so they lose a member first, and by this point, Robot Flower will have been fixed for a couple episodes now, so it's unlikely she would last any longer. Bagged loses another episode as well. I have a feeling that Bommy and Basketball both narrowly survive over Needle in this matchup. Death Pact yet again was the first team with their last member to get tagged by 4, and didn't get tagged at all by X. So I would list them first placed for both, and will have them lose 2 members. Those members will be Puffball and Coiny, with Coiny getting more votes, thus placing higher. Cloudgay being listed first means they will lose yet another member, and Nickel is the obvious candidate for that. Death Pact yet again loses for the second episode in a row, and this time I see Pin getting out. She has little hope against the rest, least of all Pencil. In the real Teapot 19, Grassy was the last one standing, so Team 2 placed first there and is up for elimination here. I definitely get the feeling that Bracelety wouldn't make it any further with Ice Cube already gone. We also see Cloudgay lose one more time before he cannot continue any further. They will go down from 3 members to just 2. And Pillow is clearly the one of these 3 who would not stay. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe with notifications on so you can help me reach 25,000 subscribers.